Good morning and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Wahoo Aquatics Centre here in Sunninghill for the Saturday finals session of the SwimPartners Championships for 2024. We've got our officials on deck and the first swimmers arriving now. Starting with the 100 back finals, we got the women's 13 and under final. In lane 2, Megan Mayhew. In lane 3, Ava Bosch. In lane 4, Caitlin Knight. In lane 5, Kate Douglas. In lane 6, Alicia Shivandire. In lane 7, Lily Solomon. In lane 8, Kristen Billett. And lane 9, Shalim Mashingadze. I'm really excited about this morning's 100 back finals. We saw some phenomenal swimming, a couple of girls under the 60-second mark last night, and a couple of the boys, 57.47 by Chris Mihailov in the men's heat, so watch out for him. He'll be coming up a little bit later. Joining me in the commentary booth first up this morning, we've got Mark Van Hille here from the Wahoo Aquatics Centre and one of the founding members of the SwimPartners concept. Morning, Mike. Great to have you with us this morning. Looking forward to a packed program this afternoon.
Yeah, Steve, there's some swimmers with some really aggressive schedules today. If they made finals in all the hundreds and then are still doing their 200 races. There was a couple of swimmers looking a little bit pasty and a little nervous about today's racing, but that's what today's about. We're not really chasing times. We were pleasantly surprised across the group yesterday that we got the times that we did, which was cool. But yeah, there's going to be some tired swimmers later, particularly those that have made finals for the majority of the events.
We spoke about it a little bit last night. I suppose it's a really nice opportunity to build a bit of resilience in the swimmers, put the bodies under a bit of stress. You said it's 5 weeks to go until national champs, so load at this point in time is not too much of an issue, and it sets them up in good stead to get a little bit of practice in as we work towards those national champs.
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. At this point in time, load is awesome. It's exactly what we want. Swimmers often don't want to hear that, but I'm afraid they're going to have to suck that one up. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think there are some guys who are going to have to dig really deep today. And we might see the times tail off a little bit, particularly into the second half of the gala this evening. But that's normal. I mean, that's what we want, and it is about resilience and staring at 200 breast down the barrel after 100 fly or whatever's before it is going to be tough for some of these guys.
Alright, the changeover is completed, just waiting for all the systems to connect. We are loading the time board. Apologies for that delay. Sitting at stage 6 load shedding at the moment, so there will be a couple of these load shedding delays during the course of this afternoon's events, as well as we move into the evening session and tomorrow morning. We do apologize for that, but that is outside of our control and the control of those here at Wahoo. We've got the generator as a backup, but there is a manual changeover on that system in the best effort to protect the filtration and heating systems. But here we are, ready to go. Girls 13 under, 100 back. Reminder, Megan Mayhew in 2, Ava Bosch in 3, Caitlin Knight in 4, Kate Douglas in 5, Alicia Shivandire in 6, Lily Solomon in 7, Kristen Bellett in 8, and Shaylem Mashingaidze out in lane 9. That's Alicia on the turn. She's put in the first leg really nicely there, and being chased down at the moment by Kate Douglas in lane 5. Looks like Alicia is going to have enough to hold on here. Let's see what she does in terms of the time-wise. We're not seeing any splits on the board just yet. Had a nice first 50 from Alicia. Nice still head, good turnover of the arms there, but here comes Kate Douglas chasing her down. So great swimming there from Alicia and Kate Douglas, as well as the rest of the youngsters there in our 13 and under final. On to the 14 to 15 final. We've got Natanya Komakech in 2, Nicole Beeling in 3, Kelly Stork in 4, Hannah Liebenberg in 5, Danalee Swanepoel in 6, Gabriella Otto in 7, Gabby McQuinn in 8, Letabo Masemolo in lane 9. Watching Nicole Beeling in lane 3 getting really nice and high on those ledges, and the underwater work there from Nicole really impressive as well. But it's an even heat as we head towards the first turn. Slight lead for Kelly Stork in lane 4, but she's being chased hard by the swimmer in lane number 5. With a great turn there is Hannah Liebenberg. She's edged out a slight lead. Like the starts and turns, so important, particularly in a short course racing environment like this. We see Hannah Liebenberg with a lovely turn again there in lane number 5, and that's just helped her open the lead on Kelly Stork, as well as Danalee Swanepoel in lane 6.
Yeah, Steve, particularly short course and these hundreds, going in nice and hard into the wall, making sure there's not too much of a glide, and yeah, allowing that big explosive push off the wall which takes you into that underwater work. Absolutely critical.
As we see great swimming there in lane number 5, Hannah Liebenberg bringing it home ahead of Danalee Swanepoel in lane 6 and Kelly Stork in lane 3. So Mike, obviously with the backstroke turn, you're allowed one free stroke as you approach the wall. Have I got that right, or am I out of date on that?
Yeah, no, one turnover, and very important, you may not kick into the wall, so the timing of that turn is very important, where you can get that one maximum effort from that one pull into the wall, but you may not kick or glide into the wall.
Gabby Douglas, but it's all about Hayley McHarg at the moment. She's going away from the field. She's going to win it by about a body length. Gabby Douglas coming home second. Romy Day third. We'll get those times for you. A 107, it looks like. 109.17 for Gabby Douglas. Mike, anyone to look out for, particularly in the 13 and under final here?
Oh, Steve, I'll have to have a little closer look at the program there, but I know lane 5 has been looking pretty sharp. Tian, one of the real top up-and-coming youngsters. So you'll see he's got a nice fast rotation there. Lane 5 and 6 there, they connect.
Yeah, Tian turning in second place there on the first 25. Adam Fradkin outside him. He's had a phenomenal swim last night in the gala. I didn't actually realize he was in the 13 under age group. He was swimming against some of the older swimmers. So great to see him doing so well in this 100 back.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see in the heats. Obviously, the guys' times will see them often quite far and deep into the program and swimming against older swimmers. And then when it comes down to finals time, that's where you can kind of see the difference between how strong some of these youngsters are in comparison to their peers. But yeah, looking like it's going to be a really tight finish here. Touching in on a 105 down, I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
And you called it, Tian de Beer with a great swim there. Strong last leg on that 100, coming in on that 105.93. Just edging out Adam Fradkin. He'll be really happy with that performance, will Tian. So we look at the 14 to 15 final. We've got Lachlan Gumo in 2, Jovan Delanga in 3, Michael McCabe in 4, Conrad Meyer in 5, Xander Swanepoel in 6, Leo Hyman in 7, Bart Doristin Raleigh in 8, and Felix Shi in lane 9. A little bit of a slip on the blocks there from the swimmer in lane 3. If I'm not mistaken, that's Jovan Delanga. As we see early start in lane 5, Conrad Meyer with a great first leg. He's being chased down by Leo Hyman out in 7, as well as Michael McCabe in lane 4. This is the Conrad Meyer show at the moment. He's got about 2 body lengths as we see some great underwater work there from Conrad. Really getting off the wall well out in front of the field. Tight for second place between Leo and Michael McCabe. So we just watch the other swimmers on their turns. And we'll cut across back to Conrad taking this out. It's going to be a quick time. 103.33 for Conrad. And Michael McCabe in a 106.16 in second place. And a 107.76 for Leo out in lane number 7. And this is the race I've been waiting for this afternoon, the boys 100 meter back final. Should be a great race between lanes 4 and 5. Chris Luce and Chris Mihailov. Both of them putting in phenomenal performances last night. Chris Mihailov coming in with a 57.47, so this is going to be fast. Don't discount Elijah Dredge out in lane 6 as well, or Chris de Beer in 7. This should be an absolute cracker of a final.
Yeah, this should be tight, Steve. I think Chris might just have the edge on this one. if you just have a look at his feet there, he's got some serious spots on there. Yeah, and he had a great 200 free last night, pulling in on a 150. But yeah, listen, he's not an out-and-out backstroker, so yeah, I think let's see what Elijah and Chris in lane 4 can see if they can push him really hard.
So that backstroke ledge, and look at the underwater work here from Chris de Beer in lane number 4. He comes out with half a body length on Chris Mihailov in 5. And again, look for them to push out to 10 to 12 meters. That's really good work on that backstroke. And Chris de Beer holding about a body length lead here. This might be a little bit of an upset. We were expecting Mihailov in lane 5 to take this out, but let's see what he's got for the last 100. Again, great underwork from the two Chris's. Heading into the final turn, still hovering at about a body length lead there. And a great turn from Mihailov inside. He's making a bit of a push on this last 25. It's going to be tight. Has he left himself a little bit too much to do? No, he hasn't. He's going to get it on the turn. That's going to be, yes, Chris Mihailov, 58.63, so slower than last night. Perhaps feeling that 200 free from last night. But a great swim, just edging Chris de Beer in lane 4 on the turn. Seemed to time that race well. That's the sign of experience of a swimmer, not panicking with that body length lead. Good to see him just managing his effort really nicely there.
Yeah, that was really cutting it fine. I mean, he was behind quite considerably for 98% of that race. Yeah, just coming back really hard in that last sort of 10 meters. Yeah, it's just out touching him, man. It's yeah, you can't buy that sort of experience from Chris.
It's been to the Chad Leclos School of Finishing there. It's great work on the lunge to the wall, and he just comes in ahead of his namesake in lane 4. As we moved on to the first of our timed heats for the afternoon, the 200-meter breaststroke. I see our graphic has cut that off, but we'll get that resolved. In lane number 4, Roxy De Lange. In lane 5, Leila van Antwerpen. And lane 6, Puleng Masemene. Seeing some a good first leg here from, I've got a whole lot more swimmers in this race than the program initially reflected. We'll do our best to get the latest version of that program. I am guessing that this is Roxy De Lange in lane number 4. I think there might have been a few scratches. I know there's a bit of a bug going around at the moment, so a few scratches in some of the other heats. So as soon as we can confirm the program, we will. It might just mean we've got 4 or 3 heats instead of the 4 that were scheduled for this women's 200 breaststroke. We cut back to the turns here. Some of the swimmers trailing a little bit, but heading out to lanes 4 and 5 here in heat 1 of the 200 meter breast. bit of a duel going on. They're very close, just touching first and getting off the wall nice and quickly is the swimmer in lane number 4. Mike, I must be honest, I'm really glad that you took the speaker away from the commentary box here. Found ourselves shouting into the mic a little bit last evening, got home with a bit of a hoarse throat.
We decided to move the one speaker a little away from you. I think it was pretty noisy last night, but always good for the ears. And nighttime swimming is always, the swimmers always enjoy that sort of sense of swimming at night and under lights and a bit of thumping tunes playing. But I'm on the DJ today, so things might be a little more sedate than they were yesterday.
I don't know if your music taste is anything to go by. I'm like a fan of the EDM. Oos, 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 oos. It's got a decent fist pump to go with that beat as well.
Yeah, that might come a little later. Yeah.
As we see the close-up shot here in lane 4, she's going away from the field a little bit, just showing her strength. A great opportunity to have a look at her stroke here. Staying nice and high on the water, finishing that kick, getting the glide out in front of her. She can work on getting a little bit more streamlined there in the water, but there's not much wrong with that stroke. And touching there in a 3:28.68. We'll cut back here to lane number 3 and 6. As we see the finish coming in the outside lane in lane 7. And we'll follow our last swimmers home here. 8 lengths of breaststroke, a big ask, especially for the youngsters that we've got here. And great to see them committing all the way through. Just confirming the graphic to see which swimmers are on which heat, so bear with us. We aren't going to put up the lineup for this particular heat. We've got swimmers from lane 3 across 8 in this heat 2 of the girls' or women's 200 meter breaststroke. Another strong start from the swimmer in lane 4. Getting out in front of the field, she's opened almost a body length lead here so far. In these endurance style events, the 200 breaststroke or all the 200s really, it's important to see who's managing their effort the best across the distance. We're seeing good work in lane 4. A little bit of a move coming on the her outside from lanes 5, 7 and 8. But still a comfortable body length gap at the moment. 4 followed by 5, followed by 8, followed by 7 at the moment. Phenomenal work. Wide pull from her. I'm sure she'll be working with Eugene and the crew at PAC. She's got some great role models. Laura van Niekerk obviously being the top of the list there. She'll be in action at the World Champs in Doha during the course of the next few days. Looking to really push her 100 breast. Laura being a 50 meter breaststroker by And the status quo remains here at the 125 mark. But it is 4, followed by 5, followed by 8, with 50 meters to go. So we see the tempo quicken. Andrea van Hastian in 4. Oatile making a big move. It's going to come down to the touch. It looks like Oatile has just got in front here of Andrea, and she does touch in front. 3:28.22. 3 out in lane number 8. I believe that's Hannah Dutoy. Good swimming across the board there. As we look at Heat 3, Isabella Knight in 2, Michaela Jost in 3, Mabelenhle Jared in 4, Megan Webster in 5, Sienna Seagram in 6, Zama in 9. Ladies and gents, we are struggling a little bit with our connectivity since the change over to generator power. We have got one of the It's Happening team working on that, and hopefully we'll be able to solve that issue really shortly. Please bear with us if there's the stream this afternoon. Work to have that resolved as soon as possible. Megan Webster out in front here, swimming from lane 5. She's having a cracking race. It's really a one-horse race, really getting through her work well. Being chased down by lane number 6, that's Sienna Seagram. That she's got a lot of work to do in the second 100 here if she's going to catch Megan Webster in 5. Michaela Jost and Balenhle Jared also trying to get themselves in the race here. They're going to try a challenge for a medal, as well as Zama Mtetwa out in lane number 7. Cut to the turn here, Megan Webster getting in, really getting off the wall well. Very blessed this afternoon to have a former waterborne swimmer, Andrew Brown, as part of the production team. He is on the camera at the moment, understands the sport really well. So have his knowledge and expertise as part of the team today is going to be a great addition to the quality of the production. We'll get him on the mic a little bit later, talk us through some of the things to watch as a swim coach and former swimmer. Competed at the highest level, did Andrew. As we cut back to Megan Webster here as she heads for home. Looking at around a 3:05, I'm guessing she's pushing to break that number. And it's going to be tight, but I think she will get under that 3:05 and touches in 3:04.71. Good swimming from Megan Webster, with Sienna Seagren coming in second place. It looks like it is going to be Mbalenhle Jared who comes in for third place, and Holly Doristine Raleigh out in lane 8 and 5th, with Zama and Tetwa coming home just behind them. On to heat number 4, Talia McCabe in lane 2. Tammy Kunika in lane 3, Kirsten Perot in 4, Mackenzie Bone, watch out for her, in lane 5, Nicole Beeling in 6, Stacey Smith in 7, Khanya Mashicho in 8, Ava Bosch in 9. Also for some really strong underwater work here. We see in lanes 3 and 5 that Tammy and Mackenzie really maximizing the distance they're allowed to go underwater, and it looks like we've got a bit of a two-horse duel unfolding here between Tammy and Mackenzie. Tammy with a slight edge after the first length, but let's not discount the swimmers inside and outside of Mackenzie there. Nicole Beeling in 6, as well as Kirsten Perot in lane number 4. And they're also going to be in this race. More good underwater work from Tammy in lane number 3. It looks like Mackenzie's just a little bit faster than Tammy across the length. But it's in these 10 turns and the underwater work that Tammy's doing some exceptional work, keeping herself very much in this race. As Mackenzie Bone just seems to open the tap a little bit. She's changed from 3rd into 4th as she heads towards the 100 turn. He's going to look to push home, but as she made a move a little bit too early, has Tammy got enough in the tank to come back at Mackenzie? We're seeing Kirsten Perot in lane 4 also starting to up the tempo a little bit. She's edged her way into 3rd place. Mackenzie Bone holding on to just over a body length at the moment. Kirsten Perot touching ahead of Tammy Kunika. Mackenzie Bone coming out quite high out of the water and then looking to lunge forward and maximize the distance she covers in each stroke. A few theories on the breaststroke stroke and how to go about it, as we get a great close-up shot here on Mackenzie. Looking really comfortable here as she heads towards the turn in this 200-meter breaststroke. She's opened up just over 2.5 body lengths now over Kirsten Perot in 2nd place. As we see Kirsten just coming into the bottom of your picture here. About 5 meters here as Mackenzie brings it home. We're watching the clock. She's going to be under 250, I think, for this. Touching on a 249.19. Great swimming from Mackenzie Bone. A big finish in lanes 6, 7, and 8. We'll have to see who comes on there. as we see lane 6 coming home third in a 2:57.52 and 2:55 from Kirsten Perot. So Nicole Beeling making a late surge there, come home in under the 3-minute mark. So we move on to heat number 5, the penultimate heat of the girls 200 breaststroke. Got Nicola Hartman in 2, Danielle Webster in 3, Kaylee Savage in 4, Simone Mole in 5, Gabriella Vandenberg in 6, watch out for Gabby, Camilla Hartman in 7, Dorina Milano in lane 9. A really good race unfolding here, and it's all about Simone Mole at the moment in lane 5. She's being chased down by Gabby Vandenberg in lane 6, as well as a search here in lane number 2, Nicola Hartman swimming from the outside lanes. As we see great control on the stroke from Simone there. Another one of the PAC breaststrokers coming through, taking leaves out of the book of Laura van Niekerk. What I really like about Simone's stroke here is committing to that glide, finishing the kick, really lunging forward. As we get a little bit of a close-up here on the chasing pack. Let's watch Simone get off the wall here, attacks it. Nice turn, good underwater work, getting about 7 or 8 meters off the wall there. Great swimming from Simone Mole. She heads towards the 150 mark. We get the close-up on the turn here. Or butterfly kick as she comes through. Gabby Vandenberg holding on to that second place. We're seeing a move from the inside. As Kaylee Savage gets herself into the race in third place. But let's cut back to Simone Mole. She's going to come home comfortably under 2:35, touching 2:33.75. Really good swimming. Gabby Vandenberg with a big lunge at the wall to get in at a 2:38.02. And a 2:42.30 for Kaylee Savage in lane number 4. Moving on to the men now, we've got Andrew McCaskill in 2. Amir Otto in 3, Cameron Kay in 4, Stefan Prinsloo in 5, Carter Kraft in 6, David McCaskill in 7, Liam Fourie out in lane 8. Lots of support here for Stefan. Cheer squad sitting on the far side, closest to Liam Fourie in lane 8. Looking for big things from the swimmer in lane 5, Stefan Prinsloo. and Stefan duly obliges on a great start there in lane number 6. We will just confirm that. On my list I've got Carter Craft in lane 6, but I think that's very definitely Stefan Prinsloo swimming in lane 6. He's got off to an absolute cracker of a start here in this 200. We cut back to the chasing field here. It looks like it's lane number 8. Chasing Stefan out in front. David McCaskill, I think, swimming in lane 8. And Stefan Prinsloo opening up almost a full length lead. Wide angle giving us a view. You can see the full length lead here so far for Stefan Prinsloo. Got a good view here of the swimmer in lane 2 making his turn. That's Andrew McCaskill. Look to work a little bit harder to get off the wall. I'm going to cut back to Stefan as he turns for his final 25. We're going to go nice and tight on Stefan. Get a good look at the stroke. Looking to stop the time around the 250 mark. Going to be just over that, I think a 253 odd, 252, 55. As we see a little bit of a duel here for second and third in the heat, it is lane 8 followed by lane number 4. According to my list, that is Liam Ferree out in lane 8, who's going to take it out ahead of Cameron Kay in lane 4. Swims at 3:36.25. In heat 2, we've got K.O. Ramgathi in 2, Joshua Petrak in 3, Gerard Govindasamy in 4, Connor Fulton in 5, and Nicholas Bakos in 6, Ardavan Cullen in 7, and Reese Wilding in lane 8. Really fast start out in the outside there. Yeah, Ardavan Cullen really driving home in this first 50 of the 200. He's being chased by, I think that's, I've got Nicholas Bakos in 6, no, that's lane 5. Connor Fulton. Donovan Cullen out in lane number 8, really extending his lead here, putting in a great swim. As we look to get a close-up here of lanes 2 and 4, that's KO in 2 and Gerard out in lane 4. We'll cut across to Donovan Cullen as he comes home in his final leg here. Doesn't look like he's going to break the 3-minute mark, but he should be around that 3:05 point. Be happy with that swim, I'm sure. 3:06.64. And it's KO Rangathi here in lane 2. He's going to stop the clock around the 3:20 mark, I would guess. We'll get that time for you. A 3:19.77 for KO and a 3:23.09 for Gerard Govindasamy in lane number 4. As we move on to Heat 3, we've got Harry Davis in 2, Benjamin Berger in 3, Sabi Skuman in 4, Xander Björkes in 5, Nathan Lee in 6, Juez Jared in 7, James Boyson in 8, and Tetelo Letsualo in lane 9. I'm going to clear the pool quickly before we get this race underway. This is heat 3 of 5 of the men's 200-meter breaststroke. A good start here from Xander Björkes in 5. He's got quite a lot of company though as he heads towards the wall. 4, 6 and 7 very much in this mix. Nathan Lee in 6 chasing Zander down. And we've got a bit of a duel for 3rd place there between Sabi Skuman and I think that's Juez Jared outside him in lane 7. Zander opening up a bit of a lead here. As we get a nice close-up on the stroke of Zander Bierkes. Staying right on the top of the water, making sure he extends those arms all the way and get that glide in, finishing that kick. I see the field quite well spread at the moment. Zander followed by lane 6, that's Nathan Lee, and Sabi Skuman in the 3rd place. As we get nice and tight here on Sabi Skuman, swimming in the colours of PAC. Going into the wall there. It's going to be a duel between him and Nathan Lee in lane 6 for 2nd place. And Zander Bierkes is gone. He's got 1 length left here. So we look at his final turn. Looking to open up the tank a little bit, does Zander, increasing the tempo of that stroke. We're going to cut our final turn quickly and we'll come back for the finish of Zander's race. You see the swimmers across 2, 3, 8 and 9. But here comes Zander Bierkes. Looks like Sabi Skuman's taking 2nd place. Zander stopping the time in 3:00:52 and he's very happy with that. Sabi Skuman with a 3:06:57 and a 3:08:50 for Nathan Lee outside him. Joe Kochi in lane 2 of heat 4, Gerard Yang in 3, Luca Kochi in 4, Gordon Yang in 5, JJ Waterson in 6, Quanele Rock. He is here today. Wasn't swimming last night. I think he's been struggling with a bit of a bug, so good to see him back. Lenko Stain in 8 and Troy Harding in lane 9. Moment. Wall really using the streamline wide as far as possible in that streamline position. We'll take a look at how the field spread here. JJ heads towards the turn. We've got a bit of a duel happening in lanes 3 and 4 for 3rd place. I'm going to cut to them as they're turning here. We'll come back to JJ Waterson shortly. Great to see the duel there happening across the pool. JJ definitely opening up his lead here as he turns at the 150 mark. About a 158, so he's going to have to work quite hard if he's going to break that 230 mark. And we're going to cut to final turn here from JJ Waterson. And he touches on a 241.21. He'll be happy with that swim. As we see Gordon Yang coming home He's at 2:47.69. It looks like Quanele Rock's going to hold on for third place. Didn't see too much of Quanele on that race, but a 2:52.63 for the young man. Particularly if he's been a little bit ill over the last little while, he'll be happy with that performance. As we prep for our final race of the 200-meter breaststroke, with Michael McCabe in 2, Etienne Janssen van Vuren in 3, Adam Daniels in 4, Gianluca Torricelli, watch out for him in 5, Jaden Wills in 6, Caden Rolf in 7, Lekan Lee in lane 8, and Tian de Beer, fresh from his 100 back final, in lane 9. Mike Van Hille was talking a little bit earlier about the strain a few of these swimmers are going to be feeling today, given the program that lies ahead of us. I think Tian de Beer might be one of those. Done the 100 back final and now he's lined up for the 200 breast. Nice fast start here in lane 3 from Etienne Janssen van Rensburg. He's being matched by Gianluca Torricelli in 5, and in fact that was a great turn from Gianluca, really getting off the wall well, and he's opened up a bit of a lead. And we see Adam Daniels trying to hang on to Gianluca and Etienne in lane 4 there, and I think third place belongs to Jordan Wills. In fact, I think that's Caden Rolf in 7. Jordan Wills very much part of the race here, as we've got a 4-horse race for second place. Everybody trailing in the rake of Gianluca Torricelli at the moment. So we have a look at the underwater work there from the young man. Moves coming from Adam Daniels in 4, as well as Caden Rolf out in 7. Caden's going to turn second. Well, it's tight on the touch between the two of those. Big pushes here, and it's still all about Gianluca Torricelli. Caden has got himself comfortably into second place there, as Adam Daniels in 3rd, Jaden Wills in 4th place, and Etienne Janssen van Rensburg still in the mix there in 5th place. 50 meters to go. Watch there for the swimmers to really increase the tempo here, as we see Gianluca picking up his stroke rate, looking to push on his distance. But the move coming from Caden Rolf, he's looking to close that gap. We'll see on the turn here, it's down to just about a body length. I think that's too much for Caden to cover in this last length, as we see Gianluca really putting the hammer down here and going away from Caden Rolf. We are seeing a move from Jaden Wills in lane 6. He's going to challenge Adam Daniels for 3rd place. It looks like Jaden is going to get that, as we see at 2:28.93 from Gianluca Torricelli, at 2:32.76 from Caden Rolf, and it was Jaden Will touch for 3rd place there, ahead of Adam Daniels in 4th. Our next round of finals coming up here. We've got the girls and 13 and under up first. We've got Shalem Mashingaidze in lane 2, Caitlin Knight in 3, Chris 7, Talia Hill in 8, and Shiri Kluta in lane 9. For a fast start here from the middle of the pool. We see that from lane number 5. He's going to be chased through the wall. It looks like 2 is going to get there. Lane 7, 5-7. With a great turn from the middle of the pool from Lily Solomon. She's got herself into second, but this is all about Emma Oosthuizen at the moment. Lily Solomon in second. It's going to be tight on the finish there. 28-27 for Emma Oosthuizen, 29-37 for Lily Solomon, and lane 7 coming home in a 30-12 for third place for Alicia Shivandire. The 14-15 final got Letabo Masemola in 2, Danielle Swanepoel in 3, Nicole Beeling in 4, Ruth Dredge in 5, Gabriella Vandenberg in 6, Ava Dalson in 7, Mackenzie Bone in 8, and Hannah de Toy in lane number 9. Looking like a very even heat here, 4, 5 and 6. That's Nicole, Ruth, and Gabriella Vandenberg in it, but it's Ruth Dredge at the moment holding off Gabriella Vandenberg, who's coming hard at the end here. Who's going to get to the wall first? It is Ruth Dredge, followed by Gabriella Vandenberg, 27.56 for Ruth, at 27.63 for Gabriella Vandenberg, and at 28.46 for Nicole Beeling coming home in third place. On to the 16 and over final, we got Nicole Hartman in 2, Alexia McCabe in 3, Simone Mole in 4, Ella May Claassen in 5, Carmia Hartman in 6, Jessica Baker in 7, Romy Day in 8, and Gabby Douglas in lane 9. The underwater work here. That's a great start in lane 5 from Ella May, but this is tight. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to see who gets to the wall first. Ella May Claassen is going to turn. It looks like lane 7 in second place there. Ella May from Jessica Baker. Carmia Hartman very much in the race as well. We'll get the time here. So clock stopped at 27.21 for Ella May. Lane 7, Jessica Baker, 27.31. Lane 4 in third place, that's Simone Mole in it. Lane 8, Romy Day coming home in fourth place. The 13 and under men's 53, Tinus Kirstein in 2, Luca Kochi in 3, Victor Nordier in 4, Stefan Prinsloo in 5, Dewar Bauer in 6, Gordon Yang in 7, Owen Harding in 8, Gerard Yang in lane 9. Gordon Yang, another one of the swimmers having a full program so far today. Let's see what he's got left in the tank for this 53. This age, and we're looking at Stefan Prinsloo in lane 5. Almost a head taller than the rest of the field. That's going to come in handy for him. Four's going to get to the wall. 4, 6, 5. Victor Nordier ahead of Stefan Prinsloo. The Dewar Bauer outside him. Looking like lane 4 is going to hold on for this here. It's going to come in. In fact, that's lane 6, 27.99 for Dewar Bauer. Lane 4, 28.17. And a 28.20 for Stefan Prinsloo in lane 5. Bauer, Nordier, Prinsloo. Good swimming there from the youngsters. On to the 14 to 15-year-olds. Siobhan De Lange in lane 2. Marcus De Bruyn in 3. Eben van der Merwe in 4. Lior Hyman in 5. Adam Daniels in 6. Hardly finished his 200 breaststroke. Bart Doriston Rowley in 7, Max Shea in 8, and Guanele Rock, also fresh from the 200 breast, out in lane number 9. Fast start in lane 4 from Eben van der Merwe. Let's see who gets to the wall first. It is going to be Eben, followed by lane number 7. That's about Dorstein Rowley. But here comes a move from Lior Hyman in 5. It looks like Lior is going to touch first. I think that was first. Second for Eben van der Merwe, 26-22 at 26:30 in lane 8. From Max Shea in 3rd place, and a 26:44 from I think that was Adam Daniels. We'll have to confirm that, but good swimming across the board there. So we look at the 16 and over final. Elijah Dredge in 2, Johannes Totoy in 3, Jeandre Lindeque in 4, Gideon Vormerans in 5, Christian Thomas in 6, Ruan Hutton in 7, Bjorn Mschlanger in 8, and Benno Stradum in lane 9. Oh, it's a dead even across the pool here as we get to the turn. It looks like lane 4 is going to turn first. Great work there on the turn. That's Jeandre Lindeque. Really hard to see who's going to take this out. It looks like there's a move from Elijah Dredge in 2. We'll get that time up for you. Yes, Elijah Dredge in a 24:25 in 1st place. Lane 8, that's Bjorn Schlanger coming home 2nd. Gideon Vormerans in 4th in a 24:33, and 4th place, 24:36 for Christian Thomas. Wonderful swimming. That was really tight. Less than half a second across the top 5 places there. Great to see the competitiveness across the field. It's now time to cut away from the speedsters as we head to our distance swimmers. We've got the women's 400-meter freestyle coming up. Danilee Swanepoel in 4, Mia Harden in 5, Madison Alton in 6, Shiri Klitty in lane number 7.
guns, bro.
Seeing some really good swimming here in lane number 3. Touching in a 5:19.40. Alright, that's lane 4, Danalee Swanepoel. And Madison Alton coming home in lane 6 with a 5:30.53. Bringing the field home is Sherry Clutty, coming home in a 5:49.90. So we move on to the second and final heat. We got Kate Douglas in 2, Eva Delson in 3, Kelly Stork in 4, Alexia McCabe in 5, Lily Solomon in 6, Nicole Beeling in 7, Talia McCabe in 8, and Gabby Douglas out in lane 9.
XC. In the water there we have Lexi McCabe with a great swim, bringing it home well ahead of the field. It's a great swim from her. As we see the rest of the field here coming through to finish their 400 free. Second place going to Lily there, and third place going to Kelly. The rest of the swimmers coming through for fourth and fifth. As we move on to the men's 400 freestyle, lane 6 we have Cole Coaster, lane 5 Troy Harding, and lane 4 Gio Cocky. And they off some big underwaters there from Gio to start off his 400 freestyle. Nice easy stroke. You can see the difference there between his teammates. A lot higher stroke rate there in lane 5 from Troy as he leads this race. That's their first 50 done. We'll see how the race changes as they go on. You can see the difference in all the stroke rates there. Lane 5 Troy going out quite fast, high stroke rate, and you have lane 6 there Cole with a lot easier stroke rates, and Gio. As we have Gio on our screen there, you can see nice easy stroke, nice and long. Looks quite comfortable. Looks like he's going to be able to sustain this throughout the whole 400 meter race, which is really important. You can see he's closed the gap there on Troy. Troy, a bit of a shorter stroke. He is having a really good swim though, fighting hard. Let's see what the next part of the race has for him. Got a little bit stuck on the wall there, Troy. A little bit of the lactic acid and fatigue possibly kicking in there. Cole on the screen now, having a good swim. A little bit behind the pack, but kept his stroke rate steady and pace steady throughout the 400 meter race. And as you can see, neck and neck between Troy and Cole. Sorry, Gio and Troy. Gio closed that gap. Looks like he's slightly ahead now. Like we said, nice, comfortable stroke. He looked good. He seems to have brought this kick in a bit more. You can see the legs on Troy dying just a little bit. But a great swim from Gio so far. He's controlled the race really well. The turn, he's just extending his lead now. Great pacing by the young man. That's what the field looks like so far. As we see Gio start to extend his lead here. But take nothing away from Troy. He's had a great swim, still fighting hard, pushing. With Cole keeping it consistent. Gio's found a great rhythm with his swim so far, really gotten into his race. Always a lot harder to negative split a race, but he's carried it through well. Nice, comfortable strokes, brought the legs in, nice consistent 6-speed kick there. Nice long stroke in the front from his arms. Starting to shorten up on the back a bit. That's what you'll typically see as they start to get a bit tired. But he's still keeping a nice long stroke to get him through this. A nice comfortable stride, paced it extremely well. As he's going to bring it home for first place there. And he does in a time of 5:14.71. And here comes Troy. Troy coming through hard. The great swim from him with the 5:56.81. As we see Cole turning for his last 25. It's been a good race from him. He's kept it consistent throughout his swim. We don't have the exact times, but I'm sure his pacing's been pretty good. As Cole comes in for third place. Here we have heat 2, lane 8, we got Luca Gocchi, lane 7, Armin Smith, lane 6, Owen Harding, lane 5, lane 5, Julian IP, lane 4, Devois, lane 3, Taylor, and lane 2, Tarek. Good start and underwaters there by Devois. As we have Julian there with a great 25 meters to take the lead. Quite a fast stroke rate as we can see. Comparing it to Gio's the previous heat of Gio. Nice, relaxed, comfortable stroke rate, got into his race and brought it home. Let's see what this race has for us. As you can see there, lane 7, Armand having a good swim there. He's closed the gap on Julian there a bit. But at this moment in time, quite a tight field. Everyone's having a good swim. As you can see there, not a big gap between Armand and Julian. Armand having an awesome swim as the rest of the field turns on the wall. And that's what it looks like, our 2 leaders ahead. And then not much difference between the rest of the pack there. And take nothing away from lane 2 there. Tarek having an awesome swim in the end lane, currently 3rd. Bit of an outside smoke there in lane 2. As you see him coming through there in 3rd. Let's see if we can maybe close the gap a bit on 1st and 2nd. There the rest of the field turns. Still a great lead there though from Julian and Armand. Armand seems to have closed the gap on Julian there. Both young men having a great swim. It's going to be a tight matchup between the 2 of them. As you see, Julian there still fighting very hard. He doesn't want to give up his 1st place. I think he's seen Armand there. They turn in and breathe in the same way. They would have seen each other by now. But they don't want that to distract them. They want to stay literally in their own lane and focus on their own swim. You don't want to get caught up by looking at your competitors, and you want to focus on having your own race. As they turn there, Julian seems to have pulled a little bit of a gap there as he's fighting hard, you can see. As they extend their lap on the rest of the field, extend their lead. The rest of the field also closing that gap on lane 2, Tarek, who's had a great swim. He was in 3rd, but it looks like lane 3, Tyler Rolfe, and lane 4, Devroy might close that gap. Yeah, we have across the pool Luca. As we now focus on the leaders, still Julian in the lead, having an awesome swim, extending his gap some more. Like we said earlier, he did see Armand there and he was not wanting to give up his lead, fighting really hard. He's been able to keep his stroke rate throughout this 400 meters, which has been really impressive. Great swim from the young man so far. As we have a look at the rest of the field, you can see he's pulled the gap from them, and we see there Tarek and the rest of the field, they have caught up to him. We have Taylor Rolfe and here's Julian as he comes through to finish the rest of his 400 meters. He will take 1st place as Armand in the corner of your screen takes 2nd. And 4th goes to Devroy, and 3rd, and 4th goes to Tyler Rolfe. On your screen here, we have Heat 3 of the men's 400 freestyle. Lane 9, Marcus. Lane 8, Troy. Lane 7, Ashley. Lane 6, Tian. Lane 5, Leo. Lane 4, Michael. Lane 3, Max. And Lane 2, Adam. And we're underway. We have lane 5, Leo, going out pretty fast there with his fellow waterborne teammate. Max and Leo having a good swim there, leading the rest of the field. And Marcus on the end there having a good swim in lane 8. But it's Leo in the front leading. He's already pulled away from the rest of the pack, with Max looks to be second and Marcus on the far end of the pool third. Leo extending his lead. You can see between these heats the difference in stroke rates as we focus on Leo here. Slightly slower stroke rate than the heat before, but as we saw, if you can just keep it consistent, then you can go on and have a great swim and win the rest of the race. So let's see if he's able to hold on to the stroke rate. You can see he's saving the legs a bit. Let's see if he'll bring it into the second 200 meters of this race. So we see the rest of the field there. Leo with quite an extensive lead. We got Max and Marcus, and coming through there, in lane 6 we have Tian coming through to challenge for that second place spot. There's Marcus on the end of the pool we've been speaking about. It looks like he's now gone back into 4th, as we see Max is in 2nd. So as we can see, we have Leo leading the race, we have Max in 2nd, and we have Tian in 3rd. Tian's picked up his stroke rate. He's really fighting to try and get to that 2nd place spot. And as we say that, we've got a great race going on here between Max and Tian, with our race leader just passing them there, Leo. He's got a great gap. He's kept the stroke rate up, and like we said, the second half of this 200 meters, he's brought in his kick. As you can see, Leo's also increased the stroke rate there of the arms, brought in a nice 6-speed kick there to bring it home. Strong finish by the man. Peter Williams, his coach, would have prepped him well for this race. As you see the rest of the waterborne swimmers coming through. That's 1st, 2nd and 3rd from waterborne, so a great performance by them. Leo is bringing it home for 1st place there. Great swim from him. As we see the rest of the field coming through. Max will get the 2nd place. And Tian will grab 3rd, with Marcus on the end there grabbing 4th. And that brings us to heat 4 of the men 400 freestyle. In lane 2 we have Tyron. In lane 3 we have Ron. In lane 4 we have Jaden. In lane 5 we have Chris. In lane 6 we have Stefan. In lane 7 we have Joshua. In lane 8 we have Keaton. And lane 9 Vishay. Great start there from Chris in lane 5. Had good underwaters, a good start, good dive. And it looks like he's going to lead this race from the start. As we can see there in lane 5, Chris already has a body length on the rest of the fields as they come in for the turn. In lane 6 we have Stefan, who's in second place currently, also having a great swim. But we have Joshua right on his shoulder there in lane 7. Might be a nice battle between them later on in this race. See Chris lane 5, nice comfortable long stroke as we were speaking about, same as Gio in the previous heats. Not rushed, just steady and in control at this point. Far of your screen there, we're looking at Keaton at the moment. He looks to be having a great swim. Passed by, Vishay passed in there in lane 9. And this is what a 400 meter race looks like. The field is quite dispersed at the moment. And this is where you need to focus on your own race. We have our leader here, Chris, with a significant lead. He's having a great swim, able to keep it consistent throughout his race. His coach telling him to bring in that kick now. He's got a great stride going on, found his rhythm. You can see that kick there, really trying to bring in that 6-speed kick to bring it home. As we saw in the previous heat, a nice long stroke, but they start to shorten at the back as they get tired, but not with Chris here. He's kept it long at the back there. Here we have Chris bringing it home to end off his 400 meter freestyle with first place in a time of 3:58.05. Great swim from him. You can see the rest of the field quite dispersed. And there we have Stefan coming in for second place. And Joshua for third. Fourth goes to Caden Rolfe. And that brings us to the women's 100-meter butterfly. In lane 3 we have Roxy. In lane 4 we have Alyssa. In lane 5 Emma. Lane 6 Shalem, lane 7 Ava, and lane 8 Kate. Very fast reaction time there from Emma as she starts off and leads the race. Great swim from her so far as they go into the turn. Great underwaters by Emma there as well in lane 5 as she continues to lead the race. We have Alessia in second place and Shalem in third. With our leader Emma on screen to bring it home. Great swim from her so far. Let's see what her time will be. Emma's time did not come up there. Next we have the women's 14 to 15 final. In lane 4 we have Kelly, lane 5 we have Ruth, lane 6 we have Nicola, and lane 7 Mia. We have Ruth in the lead there with a great swim. Great start, always very important in these short distance races, especially the 50s. Next to her in lane 6 we have Nicole. Also having a great swim right on her feet there. But it will be Ruth in lane 5 that brings it home, followed by Nicole in lane 6. Kelly coming through now in lane 4. And lastly, we have our age 16 and over 100-meter fly final. In lane 2 we have Tyler. In lane 3 we have Marguerite. In lane 4 we have Romy. In lane 5 Jessica. In lane 6 we have Haley. In lane 7 Gabby, and lane 8 Catherine. Great start there from Jessica in lane 5 as she leads this race. And we have Haley up there with her, as well as Romy. Let's see how the second half of this race goes. The underwaters, your turns, super important, along with the start, can make or break your race. We have Haley closing the gap there, but Jessica still leading as they come in for their final turn. Jessica holding on there, but Haley fighting hard for that first place. Will she get it? Tight race between the two of them. And lane 5 won with a 105. Very close race there. Jessica taking the win. Haley with a very strong finish. Great race by those two ladies. We now have the men under 1300 meter final. In lane 2 we have Giorgio. In lane 3 we have Tynus. In lane 4 Adam. Lane 5 Jordan. Lane 6 Victor. Lane 7 Le Guan. Lane 8 Devoir. And lane 9 Gerard. We have lane 5, Gordon, who's had a great swim. He extends his lead by a body length there. And looks very comfortable, looks very strong in the second half of the race. As you can see, he's almost 2 body lengths ahead now, ahead of the rest of the field. He comes in for his turn, followed by Adam and Victor. But it is Gordon who will bring it home. Very strong, great swim by this young man in a time of 1 minute 07.16. Second place there goes to Adam and third to Victor. Next we have the men 14 to 15. 100 meter fly final. Lane 4 we have Xander, lane 5 Irben, lane 6 Adam, and lane 7 Michael. Great start and underwater there from Irben as he leads this race. Followed by lane 6 Adam. They'll turn into their last 50. Adam trying to push those underwaters there to try catch up to Irben. Nice comfortable stroke. Irben with some big underwaters there. to bring it home. Looks like he's gonna get first, with Adam about a body length behind him. Urban finishes in 59.7. Great swim from him. Underwater from Chris. They'll come in from their final turn here. It looks like it's going to be Chris, then Gideon. Chris with another victory, not tired from his previous 400 free. Very well done from him. Gideon in second. Great swimming so far, and we'll see everyone in the